Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Today, I want to pay homage to neutrals. Okay, I feel like neutrals are the foundation of all great makeup looks. So whether that's Des to Disco, I don't really go to discos, but you know what I mean. Whether it is day to night, whether it is basics to super smoky, they all start with a great foundation of neutrals. So I've already done my base. So for my base, I have taken Lisa Eldridge, is this the Elevated Glow Seamless Skin, and I have used the shade, which one is it? Crystal Nebula. And then I'm obsessed with this new foundation from Nars. This is their light reflecting foundation. So those two as a combo, I find are a really nice start. I've already done my brows as well. I've used a little bit of the Causemetics brow pencil, which I'm really liking in the shade Audrey. So I want to run through a few of my favorites as we build up a look together, but talk you through some pieces that I think make amazing neutrals for your makeup bag. So first up, and the product I'm going to start with, is the Bobbi Brown shadow sticks. I think these are phenomenal. They are very long wearing. Out of all the crayon formulas I've tried, I would say these are my favorites so far in terms of longevity, in terms of shade selection, and I'm actually going to start with taupe. Taupe is one of those shades that I use all the time. You will have seen it in so many of my videos, but I just think it's one of those shades that looks amazing on so many different skin tones, and it's just a great makeup base. So I'm going to use this a bit like an eyeshadow primer, okay? So I am just going to start buffing this all over the lid, and these really lock in place. So that's one of the main reasons I love them. You can also use them as a liner, but you see it's just such a good color. And I think with neutrals, people feel like it can be boring, but I think, like I said, it's about understanding. You think about your wardrobe, you have to have some great white t-shirts, some great pairs of jeans, a few things that really just are the building blocks for every great look you do. Such good color. It feels grungy, it feels 90s, but it also can become incredibly elegant when you add a little bit of pencil liner or a bit of liquid liner or something like that. So for eye pencils, I love the Urban Decay. These are the 24/7 glide on pencils. And again, it's another really great way to see that neutrals don't have to be boring. So a lot of these pencils have shimmers in, some of them have more of a glitter in. You can still play with texture as well, even if you want to kind of build up some great neutrals with inside your makeup bag. So one of my favorite shades is Smog. This is like a really pretty kind of golden brown that is a real kind of makeup kit staple. So I'm going to take some of that, and I'm actually going to use that in my waterline because it's not a really deep brown, but it's going to be one of those colors that's going to add a little bit of shimmer to the waterline. I'm going to take that a little bit over and kind of smudge it into the bottom lashes a little bit. So the Sunnies Face matte crayons as well have some great shades in them. I would say there is a mix of warm, cool, and kind of mid-neutrals. But again, these kind of pieces are such good foundation products for the eyes. Just gonna take a little bit of concealer before I go any further. Just doing a few dots of the Dior Skin Correct concealer, which I still love. This is shade 1.5. Again, that just instantly brightens. I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzer at this point, and then I'm gonna come back to eyes, but I am currently obsessed with the Trini London, the cream bronzer in Gaia. It's the Golden Glow. And this brush from Cade & Co, if you don't have this, you really need this in your life. It's the Flawless Full Coverage brush. It is so incredible for working with creams. Now, can we just take a moment to be like, there's Harry's glow again. I have definitely lost a lot of my tan from last year. So I have been going in with like a bronzing cream. It's kind of like my regular go-to at the minute. And I'm gonna just buff. I'm gonna buff it around my hairline. I'm gonna buff it around my cheeks, a little bit over my nose. So I love that. That has become one of those products that I've been reaching for a lot recently, and it was a Shop My Stash product, and it's gone into the everyday makeup bag. So everyone needs a neutral eyeshadow palette in their makeup bag. That is a non-negotiable. To make really great makeup looks for any occasion, every situation, a great neutral eye palette is a must. These two colorways are hands down my favorite, yeah, that EMCosmetics have come out with. This is the Divine Skies, the Masterpiece collection. So this one is davinci, this one is Rodin. I've been using this loads over on my Instagram, so you can check that in action there. I'm gonna use this one today, okay? I'm gonna use davinci. And again, matte and shimmers, that's what we're looking for when we get a great shadow palette. So I'm gonna take the shade, I think this is, I wanna say Renaissance, hopefully I'm reading. And I'm gonna go in. So I'm gonna go in with this shade first, which has got a nice kind of like rustiness to it. And a little bit of like a red tone, which I really, really like. Now what I love about neutrals as well is you can literally just do the top lid, you can do underneath on the top lid, you can just do it underneath. There are so many variations when you have neutrals. So one neutral palette can end up giving you 10 different makeup looks. You can use the matte shadows as liners. You get so many different ways you can use it. And I'm just buffing the edges. And then a little bit of black mascara. I'm gonna put through the lashes. Still obsessed with the Dior Causemetics one. Liquid lash extensions. And even that and a bit of lip balm. That's like a look in itself. So now let's dial it up. I feel like let's play with adding some more dimension. And then because I want to keep, again, the whole vibe very neutral, I'm going to take this blush from EMCosmetics. This is also part of the Masterpiece collection. And this has this gorgeous kind of glowy, this is the shade. It's so glowy that it actually sets creams really, really nicely. I love using this when I don't really want to add kind of like too much pink or too much coral. When I want it to just stay in the neutral family, this blush is incredible. And look, it really kind of highlights at the same time. I'm going to take a little bit of this shade now. This is the deeper one. So using a matte shade, this is how we can start to add a little bit more drama. So I'm starting by keeping it really close to my lash line, just using anything that's similar to like a pencil brush. You can add more mascara later. And it's such a nice way to get a smoky look that's not full-blown a black eye or a really, really deep dark eye, but just taking shadows and doing it with an eyeshadow is such a nice way of getting you a little bit of soft definition. So I'm taking it underneath and I'm just using my finger really just to kind of tease a shape that I like. So even that gives a lot more dimension. And you can always go back to a blending brush if you do want to soften any edges. So now let's go all the way in. Now I'm going to take this further in, a little bit higher up the lash line. So we start going even smokier still. And I want to warm it up a little bit more, so I'm going to go in with these two matte shades now. Just to add a little bit more warmth through the socket. And give a bit more oomph. So I'm actually going to go in with the lighter shades now. I'm going to mix them together, the gold and the lighter shade. And just bring a little bit of interest. So there's like a mix of textures into the lower part of the eye. So that inner corner. And there's literally no fall down at all. So we love that. Now lipsticks, when it comes to neutrals, I always think to look for something that's very similar to your own lip tone. That's always a great guide. So you can choose whether you want that more pinky, more brown tone, more coral, but again, just something that mimics a very natural, similar tone to your own lip. I'm gonna finish with the EMCosmetics lip cushion in Mona Lisa, which is more of like a browny, mauvey nude, which is my personal favorite. And I think even taking a bit of that on my hands and just adding a bit of that even over the blush is nice, just to make the skin look a bit more wet, to kind of blend the textures together. I'm going to finish with a little bit of Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. And the last thing I am going to add, just to give even more definition to my lash line, is a little bit of Surrat Autographique liner. So I'm going to take the brown tone and I'm just going to run that really near my lashes. because that's where I want the darkest neutral. Just makes it that little bit punchier. A little bit more mascara on the bottom lashes. And I just love the depth of drama you can make with neutrals. I feel like you can go from very, very smoky to completely pared down and pared back to very minimal, minimal to maximum. You can do it all when you have some really great neutrals working inside your makeup bag. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully it gave you a few recommendations for some great neutrals and also serves as a great reminder to remember that your neutrals are the hardest working items in your makeup bag and you can do a lot with them. So I would love to know down below in the comments, what are your go-to neutrals, products that you love that are the foundations of your makeup bag. Let me know below, like this video, and I'll see you soon for more.